everybody, and welcome back to my opera channel. I am here today with Guy Withers. You might know him from Waterperry Opera Festival because you are the
Festival Director.
Festival Director.
Yeah.
So today we are going to talk to you guys about creating opportunities. Guy is someone who is known for having a lot of opportunities outside of school. Why is it so important to seek out opportunities and not just wait for them to come to you?
I think it's to do with growth. I think it's to do with personal growth and professional growth. If you don't seek out opportunities, you don't learn from your experiences. If everything is given to you, like it might be in a school environment, if something is like placed in front of you as it is when you're at school or college when you're under 18, yeah. People present the learning experience to you. Whereas if you take opportunities that arise, it's a perfect example of going outside of your comfort zone, learning new skills, and something which would be on top of what you'd normally ever do. So I think it's one of the best things ever is to take opportunities that come to you, rather than sit and expect things to come to you, because the artistic life is a sort of go-getter life, and you have to have the ambition and the passion to seek out new opportunities, to seek out new experiences, to find really perhaps what might be your niche. Because what we all start up wanted to be perhaps is Pavarotti or Anna Netrebko,
yeah.
Right? And
then later on we're like, maybe not that.
Maybe not quite like that, but maybe just a little bit like this. Or in fact, actually, it's all the way over there what I want to do, and you didn't know that until you suddenly experienced that one thing. So it's a world broadening thing, as well as really good for personal and professional growth.
Because it's always that first step of like, I'm gonna leave school, I'm gonna do something. How did you manage to like go from, I'm going to take that step and actually like, because it's a lot of confidence, and like how do you actually find those opportunities?
It takes a lot of bravery and courage to decide to do something, or decide to go for something that sort of, oh, that sounds a little bit like I've not done it before and I haven't got the skills and people might think I'm not good enough for it, whatever. It takes a lot of bravery, and especially in our world when we're all self-employed and we don't have a contract. We do have a contract, but we don't have a salary, we don't have a full-time job, we're going from one thing to another.
And you keep having to like find that one thing.
Absolutely, yeah. So like you'd be lucky if you have like 6 months somewhere or whatever. Usually you have a small opera contract, or even like a week doing something, and then something else, you've got to find something else. Sorry, what was your question?
How do you take that first step to find them? Like, where do you find them?
So it's really difficult to track back. For me personally, the genesis of a lot of the ideas or the things that I do, the opportunities that I've had. But it does go back to when I was in school and the extracurricular things that I did there. And that can simply be like, I was in the football team, or I was in the local youth choir.
And things that aren't necessarily, like you said, like the football team, that has nothing to do with music.
No, but it has a lot to do with team building, it has a lot to do with building social skills, performing. Actually, oddly enough, you lose. I was a goalkeeper. And so that means that basically,
it's like everyone's on you. It's like, exactly. If you suck,
exactly.
We all suck. So
you have to be a leader. You have to be part of a group. You have a role you have to play, and you have to build confidence and get a thick skin. So immediately, that's a really key thing.
It's also always the question of how creative can you be with these new opportunities? Like, how do you feel like, is it safer to stay in the creative zone and be like, oh, I should go out for this opera studio or this summer program? Because especially now, it's October and all of these summer programs are filling up now, and you really don't know if you should go do what everyone else is doing. You know, you have Aspen Festival, you have Britain Piers, you have like all these ones that everyone knows that you should be doing at a certain point. Do you do that, or do you create a new one like Waterperry Opera?
It's a good question, because also, as you said, summer programs is also the time for auditions for summer opera contracts, chorus contracts too, so everyone's auditioning for Glyndebourne and Garsington and Opera Holland Park, all that sort of stuff. So it's a big sort of shift in the calendar. We've just come back from summer and suddenly everything is here. You audition for everything, and
it's absolutely ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, and it's too much. It's sort of, it can be overwhelming to say, okay, well, what do I do? Because otherwise, if I do everything, like, I won't be able to do all my classes, I won't be able to have a social life, I won't be able to look after myself, which is really important.
Yeah, self-care is really important.
Absolutely. So you've got to be picky. and that can be hard. And of course you can't also be in control of things like if you get unwell or whether they don't give you an audition, that sort of stuff. So I think it's a balance. It's a balance of, yes, those main programs, Britain Peers, whatever, wonderful, and competitions too, and opera chorus contracts. I think, yes, apply for them. I don't think it's ever a bad reason or a reason not to apply for those things if you feel ready and if you feel that you can offer something. I think that's really exciting. But at the same time, I think not instead of, but as well as, why everyone should be looking to creating their own opportunities and to have the initiative to say, you know what, there isn't this and I'd love to do that. Maybe I can just get together with a pianist and we can do that, and that can be it. Even if it's just running through some song cycle or just go through an opera. Winterizer. I'm doing a Winterizer tour this November because I met with my first day at Academy a year and a bit ago. I met a pianist and she said, do you want to sing through Winterizer? I was like, okay, I don't know it, but I know Schubert. Let's get together. We sang through it. We built a rapport. She now plays a lot for me anyway as an accompanist, and therefore you're like, right, hang on, shall we actually do this? Let's take the initiative to set up some performances or approach some places about taking this on. And so it may not be something that can be financially beneficial or not always a learning experience, but it will be something. It'll be something. So it can be just learning Winterizer and performing it is a wonderful learning experience, even if it doesn't bring a lot of money. On the other side, doing something like a chorus contract might not be particularly artistic fulfilling. It's not, no, if you're going to be in the chorus of Traviata, it's not always rewarding artistically, but what you do learn there is a lot. You build networks, you build relationships with other peers. Which is
most of what, importantly, about all these opportunities. You're building your network, you're really, you're growing your social CV in a way.
Absolutely. Gosh, I cannot tell you how beneficial sort of having a good reputation is, and being a personal and punctual person. That is like my best advice for anybody who's starting, is that just be good at your job and turn up and be nice, and people will return the favour. And I almost get almost all the work that I do from people calling me up and saying, oh, you know what, like, I'll suggest you for something, and actually we want you, rather than or through audition. And so
especially today when social media is like so present, like if you don't have a good social media page, people aren't going to find you, which sounds like really stupid and really very like one-dimensional, like, oh, I need to look good online, but you actually do. Like, and it's been, I think, what we can say, like 15 years since like Facebook's been up, and like 8 years since Instagram.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But like all these things are how people perceive you in the real world. It's the same way, like if you are a famous actor, they're going to want you in a movie. People know you can get more people to join in on your experiences.
Absolutely, and it's a good place to share ideas and to ask questions and to be part of a forum of people who are like-minded on Twitter and on Facebook too, and find people who you want to work with and collaborate with. And that presence you talked about, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, yes, also website. Just like a good, crisp website, simple but good quality, helps so much. Yeah. And these things are
simple. They're not fun to pay for, but they're necessary.
No, they are necessary, because when someone calls you and says, oh, we're looking for a soprano, or we're looking for somebody, have you got anything? And you're like, yes, website has everything. Biography, it's got my roles on it, it's got my experience, whatever, and it's got maybe a couple of recordings.
Good recordings. Those are really important for
Really important.
Because it's, once again, good recordings get you good opportunities.
So case in point, I did a Messiah, my first Messiahs, like ages ago. I was still at university. It was recorded, so I had a recording of me singing Every Valley, one of the tenor arias. So it was recorded. It wasn't the best, but it was something. And what it did is I was able then to send it to lots of other choirs and say, look, I've done this. I know you might not need a tenor now, but if you need a tenor in the future, you can listen to this and you might need me. And a good number of times someone has called me up late and gone, you know what, actually our tenor's dropped out, he's ill, I know you've done this, can you come back? Or come and do it for us. So just, those sort of things are easy to do if you sort of think about them in a business way.
Once again, these are things that you find out a little too late sometimes, but you are a business and you have to make sure that people see you as a business. They don't need to see you as Guy, who is a tenor. No, they need to see you as Guy, the business tenor, who is like...
business tenor.
Yeah,
rebrand as business tenor.
It's because you have to pay taxes as a business.
You do, absolutely, yeah. And you're self-employed, and effectively people buy you and buy the brand and buy the skills you have. And it's important. And my CV, like all of ours, is like a resume of what the brand, me as a person, can offer you. And you do that.
I color coded mine also to be green, so like you see my
Oh,
last
that's nice.
name. Yeah, because my last name is Green, so then it's like.
So all these things help to take use of those opportunities that might arise, because I don't believe in luck so much, but what I do believe in is making your own luck, and that can come from someone saying, oh, we're looking for somebody to do this, and a lot of people might put their hand up for it, but what you've done is you've prepared in advance your CV, or you another person because you met them for a coffee or whatever, and that puts you in a really good position to get that job.
And also, if you have all that stuff prepared, if you have your CV prepared and your everything, you can just send it right off when that email comes in. You have it all in a file.
Yes.
Go.
I would say in terms of CVs wise, like quality over quantity. Like, don't feel like, oh, like I haven't done so much. Like, it's not a full CV. The most important thing is to show that you've done really good quality stuff, or that put the stuff in that really, really matters.
Right.
Because people will look for the best thing and then go, okay, that's the quality of the person.
Especially if I started off as a soprano and now I'm a mezzo. No one cares that I sang soprano stuff once. It's great that I did that, but that was no one's gonna hire me for that anyway. So also, once again, just do things that make you look good.
Your niche, so important. I mean, I've done a lot of things, as in I have a lot of passions for lots of things across performing and theatre making and producing, and so sometimes it's really good to also put on the CV, and I do, that I have other skills and that I'm a puppeteer as well and all this sort of stuff. And sometimes people
Have you ever done opera and puppets?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really
yeah.
cool.
It's really cool, and that all came from Puppet Centre. If you go outside your comfort zone and you meet people, build relationships, and when something sort of glistens in your eye and you say, okay, that's an opportunity, I see I can get involved with that, and I can see how I can do that and become a niche for me, then that's perfect. And just you with your YouTube channel, and me with my producing, you get that bug, and you think, you know what, actually I might produce this play, or I might put on this concert, or whatever.
And there's really no right way to do anything. I don't know if you feel this way. It's always, how can I add more? Because at the end of the day, if you don't create these opportunities, no one else is going to.
Absolutely.
And then we are going to be stuck in this thing like, oh, there are no opportunities for me, blah, blah, blah. You really need to like push yourself sometimes.
Absolutely, and be ambitious, and it's okay to fail. That's one thing I definitely would recommend doing. Failing is learning. Winning and succeeding isn't always learning. So a process of doing an audition and it going really poorly, and you going, why did that happen? You learn, okay, it's because it didn't warm up properly, or this actually Zara doesn't suit me, and I travelled really, really like late at night before. You go, okay, I learned a lot from that process. So failing is learning, or just sort of a journey is learning. If you're putting on a concert, actually you find that dealing with the venue is really difficult, or ticket sales, whatever, marketing, blah blah. You learn these things. So through doing Waterperry, I mean, I've been festival director now for over a year, done a festival this summer. I've learnt so much that I would never have learnt otherwise, or that I wouldn't have learnt in the sector I'm in. And so just doing that opportunity was like doing a master's in creative producing or business planning.
Right.
So
learn on the job.
Learn on the job and learn through your mistakes, and you'll be a better person, a better professional for it, for sure.
That's all, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video. I'll leave all of Guy's links down below. Go check it out. And if you're in London in November, check out Winterreisen. It's also going to be down below. I will see you all next week in a new video. Until then, you can like, comment, subscribe, and, you know, hit that bell down there. And I will see you all next week. Drink some tea and go see an opera. Bye!
Yeah.
Well, we always start with a sip of tea.
Do it.
So, cheers.
Cheers. We're on it. We're rolling.
Yeah, we're rolling.
Oh, nice.